So, yeah, one of the questions that I sort of had when I was researching you guys is like, all right, right now I'm in my office. I don't have anything special on the walls here, just, some regular paint. I don't feel like I'm in smog or anything like that. But like, what are some of the pollutants that you could be exposed to? Like, what are, what's actually in the walls or, just kind of floating around there that we need to be kind of protected from?
Well, that's a great question. Look, sadly, the construction industry is not using the best materials that's out there. And because the construction industry is under massive constraint to make a profit with all the added costs that goes into building a home or maintaining a home, they neglect to use great quality products that are of health standard, right? So what's happening as a result is you get particle matters in the air. And this is what Dr. Bill Keeble calls the invisible killer. We can't see them. We can't sense them. We can't taste them. This is why I always say, for example, stand next to someone who's a smoker. If you really want to see the impact or feel the impact of air contamination, stand next to a smoker and ask them to take a puff in your face. Your immediate biological reaction will be your respiratory system. Your lungs will go into overdrive and say, oh, hold on, something bad's coming into my lungs. Ask them to take a puff 5, 6 times. Your immune system will kick into high gear, right? Because your blood is now being contaminated with lower quality oxygen level. 20 puffs or more, your cognitive function, your brain function will start to sort of say, hold on, I'm being affected by it. I can't feel straight. I can't think straight. Sometimes you get headaches. Those are the things that you won't be able to see or feel on a second by second basis around the clock. Let me give you another example. Have you ever felt somewhere around 2, 3 in the afternoon, you're sitting behind your computer and you feel sleepy and you feel drowsy, or you've got brain fog, or you're just not 110% there? Well, and you're thinking, well, it's the same environment. I've been sitting here for 2, 3 hours. Nothing's gone wrong. Why am I feeling different? It's the oxygen purity level in your room that has dropped. And it's caused by the particle matters, everything that's happening inside your space, including if someone's cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. It's funny, I have a air purifier in my home, and I also have a cat. And I am like a little bit allergic to cats. Like not a whole lot, but like, if I'm, really close and then I like rub my eyes, I'll get itchy, something like that. Obviously, I'm not going to get rid of my cat. So I had to get an air purifier. And then it'll tell me, it's normally blue, but it'll go like orange and then red depending on the quality of the air. And I do notice that sometimes when I cook or something like that, it turns orange. And it's like, hey, something's going on here. Even sometimes it will do it too if like, maybe if I just open the window or something like, so that is, I'd say probably in the last year, something that, we've been using that I noticed, and that very interesting, I definitely noticed a difference in like my cat allergies. It really helped clear that up, just having pure air. We currently have like a regular air purifier. But I guess what is the difference between like something like that and sort of something like this?
Great question. I mean, think about it. Let me just sort of, we've got pets, right? Pets go out, and you've got a cat. The cat stays home a lot. I mean, if it goes out, it'll probably run away. But we've got dogs and other pets that go in and come out. Have we ever asked ourselves, what are the stuff that these pets are bringing in with us? Yeah. Like the contaminants that they're bringing back in? Nobody questions that. But because we can't see it, we're like, oh, it's a wonderful pet. It's sitting on my sofa. It's sitting on my rug, and everything seems to be fine. But then a couple of weeks later, you're like, why am I not feeling well? Why am I not feeling 110%? So to answer your question is, hardware devices like air purifiers, you have to plug them into electricity. So there's an associated cost with electricity. Yeah. B, you have to keep moving them around room by room. So as you move them from one room to another room, that other room's not going to have the air purification happen. So you're limited in terms of their mobility. 3, you have to change their filters every 3 to 6 months. Now, what these devices do is that they do not capture particle matters. They do not break up the molecular structure of particle matters. It's just a filter. Air comes in, it traps whatever large size particles it can. So it all comes down to that filter, and then it releases the cleaner air back into your room. So it's actually not changing the molecular structure, or it's not killing bacteria in the air. Now, one of the things that oxygen also does is when bacteria comes into contact with the wall, it makes an incision. It cuts what's called the outer membrane. Bacteria are living organisms. It cuts the outer membrane. And once that happens, either the DNA oozes out or our material goes in, the nanoparticles goes in, and it neutralizes the bacteria. And so it's when it's released back into the air and you breathe them into your lungs, it's completely neutralized because it's dead.
Okay.
So that's the major advantage between a regular hardware device versus having oxygen coating on your wall or on your ceiling that works for well over 10 years.
Yep.
So long as you're happy with the color of the choice that the customer is satisfied with, that paint will have that oxygenation purification activity happening.